Hey, this is René. Welcome back for another video on this channel. Today I want to start something very interesting. And the idea is that I will try to replicate a strategy by a YouTube trading guru whose name is Shawn. You probably know this person. He is talking a lot about a 99% win rate strategy, which is of course a grid and or martingale strategy. And what I like about it is that he's at least honest and says that it will crash your account, but he also says that you can make or double more accounts than you crash. And this was interesting to me, and I wanted to build an expert advisor to do exactly this, because a strategy like this, which is a grid or also named dollar cost average strategy, is very easily programmed automatically in the MetaTrader. So there's not really a need to do this manually, and this will also help us to test it for a long period of time, a very long period of time. So we can really check what happens if we trade 20 Forex pairs with this specific strategy. What would have happened in the last 10 or 20 years? Would this have been profitable? And this is what I want to check. So in this video, I will show you how to code such an expert advisor. It might become a two-part, very short series because first of all, I want to show how to write the strategy for just one symbol, and then we will write an expert advisor so we can trade 20 or even 30 or however, or like as many symbols as we want at the same time. Especially currencies, because Nick says that these currencies should not go in one direction forever, which is a fair point, I would say. So let's start with the coding. So I'm here in the MetaTrader 5. I will show you quickly how it works to code such a strategy. So if you go to Tools, MetaQuotes Language Editor, you will open the MetaQuotes Language Editor, which makes sense. Then we go to Experts, click on New, create the program. Nick, Shawn, Algo, YouTube, click next, and finish. So if I now rearrange my code a bit, so it's a bit shorter and I like it more, then we will quickly see that we have three functions left, and these are the three functions that we will use, mainly the onTick function. So my idea is, and I try to stay as close to Nick's explanation as possible. So my idea is to check if a market moved into one direction in the last, let's say, 10 or 30 days, at least X%. So let's say, for example, I am here in the daily chart. Let's say the USD Japanese yen is quite high right now, or at least in the last days, it made quite a profit. So we could check, for example, did this market go up in the last 30 days, at least 9%, then we would have a trade, or at least 5%. So this will be completely up to the user. So we want to check input in days back. I don't know. I'm not really, not have a good imagination for good names here right now. Days back and trigger percent. Something like this. So we can say in the last 30 days, we want to see at least, let's make it 10%. I don't know. This is a bit restrictive. Maybe we should say 7.5. But again, this is up to the user in the end. So this is just a input variable. And now we can very easily check if the price was going up or down in the last X days. By at least this percentage. So we can say open back, for example, or open back. I don't know. I'm not creative today. So we could say I open symbol period D1 and shift is 30. So we go 30 days back. Then we have close. I don't know. I mean, we can use the current open. Open current, I open. It's not about finding the sniper entries. It's more about finding like general entries or something. And also what we want to do, we want to check this only once per bar. So we can do this easily by having a bars total global variable, and then another bars variable where we get the total amount of bars, like daily bars. And then we check if bars total is unequal bars. Also, this will be, we can really test this quickly because we will use the daily bars here, which kind of makes sense, I think. So here we say open back, open current, so we get the difference. And now we want to check if math absolute, so we want to check the difference. So we go open back minus open current. This will give us the difference between these two values. And then we divide it through open current. This will give, actually we divide it through open back. It doesn't really make a difference, not a huge one. So, and if this is greater than open back multiplied with trigger percent divided by 100, then we do have a signal, I think. So we go and write print function signal for, and then we say like symbol. So we know that our symbol here generated a signal. So next I want to check if open back is smaller than open current, which means price was going up in the last X days. In this case, we want to sell. Otherwise, we want to buy. We could just write else or also else if, whatever is more readable to you. So then we want to include the trade class. So just go include trade/trade.mqh. So we have access to the ctrade class and we can create a ctrade object. So now we can use this ctrade object to open a trade. So here we want to say trade.sell, just use a market order and the lot size. So here we have to decide like what the initial lot size should be. Input double lots should be, for example, 0.1. 0.01. Let's not get too big here too quickly. So then we use the lot size here, and yeah, we use the current symbol, no TP, no SL, so necessary here, I think, by lots. And that's pretty much it, I think. So, I'm sorry for this. So now we have to decide in which steps we want to open more trades. So we can say step percent, for example. Let's say every 2% of price change, then we want to open more positions. So how can we do this? It's also very, very simple, actually. So we can, first of all, we have to check. We have to store our tickets somewhere, I would say. Or we just loop through all of the tickets. But looping through all of the tickets is probably not the best idea. So let's say we want to, let's keep it simple for now. Arrays, array int, or long actually. So we will include the array long.mqh file, which gives us access to the cArrayLong class. And this is helping us to manage a long array. We can say, for example, tickets. And then we can say whenever we open a position and we send a order, we want to check if trade result, result red code is equal to red trade red code done, I think. I'm not sure if this is a perfect solution. It would probably be better to use the MQL trade transaction function, but for the tester it doesn't really matter because in the tester you don't really get rejected by the broker and stuff. So here we should be totally fine. So we can just add this to our tickets array. So we can say ticket add and then we say trade result order should be added to this array, and the order will then also become the ticket number of the position that is opened by this operation. We do the same stuff here. Actually, we can do it only once. Result order is greater than 0. Let's do it somehow like this. I think this should be fine, actually. Okay, so now that we have this tickets array and we can add the trades to the array, we now want to check if we have to open more positions. And for this, we will use a loop to go through all of the tickets. And yeah, we will need this loop later on anyways. So that's why I want to use it here already. So the process of looping through the tickets is pretty much the same as looping through all of the trades in the account. But in this case, we don't loop through all of the trades in the account, but instead just through this one array. But the rest is pretty similar. We can then create a object here, position info object, and then we can select by ticket this time, and we use tickets at index I. And that is pretty much it. So this is a way to select all of the tickets in the array. So what I want to check next is if we are currently at the last position in the array. So we check if tickets, or if I is equal to tickets total minus 1, because then we found the position that was opened, the last position that was opened, and then we want to check if position type is equal to position type by, or if it is a sell position. Or actually, before we do this, we also want to check if there is if the price is currently above the last position by X%. We have the step percent here, and this is what we check here now. So let's get the bid price, symbol info double, symbol bid, like this. And then we can easily check here if bid, or actually we want to check if math absolute, like the difference between the current bid price and the position open price, if this is greater than position price open multiplied with the step percent divided by 100. So this should be it. And then here we also want to check if position, or we can just go with the else, because if it's not a buy position, it has to be a sell position, because there are only two of these position types actually, I think, or at least I never saw anything else. And then we can check here if we have a buy position, we want to open a new one. Oh wait, now I just realized we cannot check like this, because in this case we would also open another position if we are currently, let's say we open the last buy position and then we are step percent above the last buy position, then we would also open. So this is not how it works, and this is not how we can do it. Instead, we will have to check if it is a buy position, and then we want to check if bid is below position price open minus position price open multiplied with a step percent divided by 100. So we do it like this. So then we can also do the same thing for ask or for sell positions. Wait, let's just use the bid price for else positions also. Else if position price position type is equal to position type sell. So we check for sell positions if the bid price is above the open price of the last position plus the step percent. Okay, like this. And if we find a new trigger for a buy position, then of course we want to buy again. If we find a new trigger for a sell position, then of course we want to sell again. And then we can also say, for example, wait, let's do it like this. Maybe we move this print statement here and we say first sell signal for symbol, whatever symbol we trade. Then we say first buy signal, and then here we say step sell signal, for example, because this is another buy or sell signal then. Okay, this is a way to just keep track of the trades and of what's going on. Okay, so when we add more trades here to the account, pretty much, when we open more trades, we of course also want to add this into the array. So what we want to do here is, we want to say, we move this outside of this control structure and move it here. So also if we open a position here using the trade object, we will then add it to the tickets array. And we could also say we want to add another print statement here which says ticket added for symbol. Something like this. So we just have a good idea of what's going on inside of this expert advisor. Also, I just figured out that we only want to check this if tickets total is equal to 0, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense to open another first position. And then we check everything for the first position. And if tickets is greater than 0, then we loop through the array. We find the last position here. If we find the last position in the array, then we want to check for signals. Okay, now we should open multiple signals. And actually, let me just test this real quick. Wait, what's wrong here? Forgot the lot size. Lots. So let's actually test this before we make sure that positions are also closed. So in the MetaTrader, just open your tester by clicking Ctrl R on your keyboard. And then let me close the toolbox, and here is our testing program. I just go make a visualize test. Here I will just choose the... Wait, what chart do I choose? Wait, let me choose the H1 chart, I guess. Actually, we can choose the daily chart here. I hope we don't get any problems with position opening at night, but this is something I will check. Then, of course, we want to select the program that we just created, which is the Nick Shawn algo for YouTube. And then we test, let's say, from 2020 on. And I will go with open prices only. Wait, is this enough or 1 minute? I think open prices only is enough because we have such a simple strategy. We only check at the beginning of a day and we just want to make a quick backtest. So open prices only should be enough. Let's have a look at the inputs. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. And let's see if we can even get a signal with these inputs. Whoopsala, there's a problem already. Market was closed. So it looks like... Wait, why are we not testing the 2020 years? Do I actually have the data for this? I mean, I should, right? 20. I think I have the data only from 2020. No, that doesn't really make sense. Yeah, market is closed. That's a problem. Cannot open positions if the market is closed. So we will have to make sure that we do not check immediately in the morning. But what we can do to easily fix this, let's say MQL datetime, and then we store the current time in this datetime variable. And then before we check here, if we want to check anything, then we also check if datetime hour is greater than, let's say we always trade at 10 a.m. This would work because then, yeah, the markets are open and running and the spread should not be too high. Let's just say we trade after 10 a.m. and then we just check it once per day. Okay, there's still some problem here. Okay, I think open prices only is causing the issue. I don't know, I really don't know why. Oh yeah, I think, okay, yeah, it makes sense because if I trade open prices only, we only process once at the beginning of a daily bar, and this is when we cannot trade because the market is closed, so we never really see anything. But if I go to 1 minute OHLC, then it should be a lot better. So what we want to do here now is we want to check if yeah, this is what we want to see. If we see a move that is bigger than 8% in the last 30 bars, and I think at this point somehow we saw the trigger, then with every 2% change again, then we open more positions like we do here. And now you can see prices coming down, and this would be the moment when we want to close. Also, I see a problem in the journal because we add a lot of tickets to the Euro-US dollar array, and this is something we have to fix. So yeah, what we want to do to fix this problem is, I think the easiest way to do it is to not use a global object here or a global variable, but instead just create it here in the onTick function. So if we just create it up here, for example, we can be sure that this is a new and fresh object, and all of the structures inside of this object are clean and cleared. And then we should not, yeah, the structures are also not filled with the next tick also. So yeah, so next up is we have to take care of the profit. And what I was thinking about is having a very simple mechanism. Like, since we have this loop here anyways, we can just calculate the profit very easily. We say profit, and then we just say whenever we found a position here, and then we want to say profit plus equals position profit plus position swap plus position. Yeah, I mean, commission does not really work because positions do not have a commission. We would have to check the deal here for this reason. So what we do here is we calculate the profit, the overall profit for all of our positions. And then we want to check if profit is greater than, or actually, what do we want to do? I think it would make sense to not simply check for profit, because if we open more and more positions, we maybe want to get a little bit more profit. So what would be a nice idea is to say input double profit for each lot step, for example. So we say with every 0.1 lots, we want to make 10 euro, for example. This is an idea what we could do. And yeah, I kind of like this idea. So what we have to do is we don't only count the profits, but we also count the lots. So here, oh, actually, this was wrong, but we do it like this. Lots plus equal, and then position volume. So we calculate all of the profit, the combined profit of our open positions and the lots. And then we check if the profit of our positions is greater than or profit multiplied with lots divided by lot step. So we get the lot step, which is symbol info double symbol volume step. So we get the lot step, and then we say profit multiplied with lots divided by lot step. Lot step should be greater than wait, what was the name here? Profit lot step. No, here on this side we have the lots multiplied with lots divided by lot step, and not here. So then we check if the profit is big enough, and if it is, we say something like print function hit profit for, and then we print the symbol again. And you will understand later why I'm printing the symbol here every single time. So if we do this, we want to close all of our positions, and for this, the easiest way is to loop through the positions again. So let me quickly copy this. So we just go through all of the positions, and then we want to close. So we say if trade dot position close position ticket. If we close the position, then we say tickets delete at I. And if we are not able to close the position, then we don't want to delete. But again, this is mainly a program for the strategy tester. I don't code it, so it's like super safe, and able to deal with all the problems that might happen in a live account. But for testing, it will work like this, because in the testing, the broker does not really reject your orders. So then we delete all of the, we have to set a default value here. Then we have to delete all of the tickets from the array, and then we are good to go to open new first positions. So let me test this, and if everything's fine, I will explain you the whole code again, or just go through the whole code again step by step, so we know what we just did. So testing again from 2020 on for US dollar. We will find a position here soon, I think. Yeah, there is a position, and the position hit TP very quickly. So we have a great profitable strategy so far. So you can see profit is a bit above the 10 euro here. So we close at the next day pretty much. And that's it. Yeah, we don't see any more trades. So I think the the program is a little bit too restrictive here with the triggers. So let's maybe make this a little bit more aggressive. And again, this is just testing. So we would have to figure out if this is too aggressive in the strategy tester, of course. But yeah, this is just to check if the program is working. So first order here was also ATP. And what I like about this idea of Nick is actually that he is saying that you should not really predict the markets, and the market often just move randomly. And this is a statement that I also really believe in. Like, short-term movements are often hard to predict and kind of random. But yeah, we only open this one position and then no more positions. So I assume that we do not really close, we do not really delete it from the array, right? Wait, let me check this again. Journal, I deleted the journal already. Yeah, let me maybe say we need only 3% move in the last 30 days and 0.5. So we will see even more trades. And then I can see if I have a mistake in the code. I think there is a problem, because otherwise we would see more positions, right? So ticket added, ticket hit TP, and here we should see already other positions. So let's see what's going on here. So we hit the profit, which is fine. And then we add another ticket to US dollar. And I think the problem is when we delete something using our trade object here, this trade object is then also having a result order, which is greater than 0. Because we just sent an order to close a position. So we cannot really do it like this, because then we will add the ticket of the order that was used to close the position. And this is not really what we want. So instead, what we want is to add the position only if it was a new position. So how do we do this? Easiest thing I think would be to move all of this a bit up. In fact, we do it here. So first of all, yeah, I will explain the code again, but let me check if it's working now. And then I will explain the code one more time. And then it will be it for this video, and then I will record another video where I implement the multi-currency functionality. But yeah, here we will see now we do open more positions. We can see sell position was open, buy positions were open. We should be like 20 euro in profit now. Or actually we saw more trades already. Oh no, we saw 3 trades, but yeah, we can make more than 10 euro profit because we only check this once per day. So the profit can be higher, even a lot higher. And yeah, here we see a scenario where we do not hit TP immediately, open a bunch of positions. And this is actually, stacking up until we then at some point are more than 10 euro in profit, and then we close. And this is also the risk of the program, by the way. Like we get into a drawdown. Like in this case, I trade a very big account, or I simulate a very big account, but you can see we were down already 700 euro. And then we only made a profit of like 50 or 100 euro. So you are risking quite a lot. And yeah, it's up to you if you believe that this strategy will be profitable in the long term. Also, you will definitely have to deal with the swap. In this case, short positions had a positive swap, but if you had buy positions, they would add up a lot of negative swap. And yeah, like we see here, like these positions now add up a lot of negative swap or costs, which can really be bad for your account. But yeah, the idea again is that at some point the market would reverse, and this actually it really happens often. So I'm not saying that this idea is completely BS or there's no idea behind this. There is an idea, but I think it's not as safe as Nick maybe wants to promote it. But yeah, we will figure this out. Like here we can see we made a nice profit, had some temporary drawdowns with the equity curve, but all in all, I'm fine with how the program is working. So let me explain the code one more time, and then I will go ahead and record the next programming tutorial. So what do? We have two include files, the trade and the array long. Yeah, trade to open positions and the array long to deal with the tickets array easily. Then we have a bunch of input variables, not too complex here. We have the lots, the days back, trigger percent, step percent, profit, lot size, lot step. Or per lot step, yeah, I don't know. You know what I want to do with this variable. Then we create the tickets array. This has to be a global variable outside of any function because we don't want it to be resetted every time a function terminates. So this is where we will hold the positions for our series of trades. Then we have bars total here to check if there's a new bar in the chart. And this is exactly what we do at the beginning of the onTick function. We also get the current time, so we can check if we have a new bar in the daily chart and also if the daytime or the hour in the day is above 10. So every day at 10 a.m. we will pretty much check if we have to open another position or if we have to close. So then we create this ctrade object. It is not a global object. We make it in the onTick function on purpose, so it is resetted after every tick, because this will also clear the structures inside of this trade object. This was important to not always have the ticket of the last order sent in this trade object, and yeah, just preventing some errors. Then we get the bid price. We will need this later on if we loop through all of the trades. And we loop through all of the trades here using this tickets array where we can find all of the trades. Then we select every position one by one. First of all, we add up all of the profits and the total volume, because we will need this later on to check if we have to close the positions. Then we see if we are currently selecting the last position in the array, which was also the last position opened in this series. Then we check if it's a buy position or a sell position. We check if there is a trigger for another step position. And if there is another trigger for a step position, we just open one more position in the same direction. This is for continuous trades, like for adding up or series of trades. If we are just looking for the first trade, we do it here. If this tickets array is empty, which we can check by saying ticket.total, then we calculate the price of like 30 bars back in the daily chart, and then we check the price that is currently the price, pretty much. Actually, we don't really need this. We could also use the bid price. It does not make a too huge difference. Yeah, maybe we can just use the bid price here. So we have one less variable, which is kind of cool, I think. And then, yeah, we just check if the current price is at least trigger percent above the price 30 bars back. If it is, then we open our first sell or buy position. It depends on if the price was going up or down in the last X bars. Then, after we do this, we check if we opened a first position or a step position. If we did, the result order function of our trade object returns something greater than 0. And in this case, we want to add the ticket to our tickets array here. And then also we want to check, or afterwards we want to check if we hit the profit. And it was important that we do this after doing this, because otherwise, if we would find a TP and we delete a bunch of positions, we would also store values in the result order of this trade object pretty much. And this is a problem. And you can quickly solve this by just rearranging your code a bit. So what you want to do is whenever you code, you really have to think what the expert advisor does, like in which order. And you will just have to go through all of the process, and then you can easily figure out how to arrange your code inside the on-tick function, for example. But yeah, here we just get the lot step for the current symbol. Then we get, then we check if the profit that we calculated up here, if it is greater than profit lot step multiplied with lots divided by lot step. So for every lot step that we currently have open in our account, we want to make X% or X euro profit. In my input, it was 10 euro, but you can choose anything. And then we say we hit the profit target, or profit for symbol, and then we just go through all of the trades again, close all of the positions, and if we close the position, we delete the ticket from the array. Again, I have to say this again, this program is not 100% safe for live trading, because if you, for example, only delete 50% of your positions, you will still have the other 50%, and then the program would go on from this point on. So it's not 100% for live trading. This is more for testing. But if you want to learn everything about MetaTrader programming and how to make your programs secure and everything, you can check out the links in the video description. You will find a complete programming course where I really explain everything. But yeah, this is it for this tutorial. In the next part, I will then show you how to take this exact program and make it a little bit more complex. So we do not only trade one symbol like we did here, not only euro US dollar, but a bunch of symbols. We can even trade 10 or 20 symbols by saying we want to have euro US dollar, USD Japanese yen, GBP US dollar, etc., etc., etc. And this will then show the real power of this concept that Nick Shawn promotes, because he says you can, or you should trade many different currencies, and then you have a good chance to make more and more money. And this is in theory correct, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we will also see some of the risks in the following part. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss this, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great time and good trades. Bye bye.